There comes a moment in every life when you begin to understand. Wealth isn't something you chase, it's something you become. Most people spend their entire lives running after money, running after status, running after things that shimmer for a moment and then fade. But the truth, the quiet, uncheckable truth is that wealth begins within. It's not printed on paper, not stored in banks, not displayed in gold. It lives inside your thoughts. It grows from your beliefs, and it blossoms through your state of mind. Wealth is not about having everything you want. It's about knowing that you already possess everything you need to create the life you desire. You are the source. You are the foundation. You are the vessel through which abundance flows. The moment you begin to understand that, your world starts to shift. Your energy changes. Your habits evolve. And you begin to move differently, with grace, with certainty, with quiet power. The inner blueprint, everything that exists in your outer world began first in someone's mind. Every invention, every business, every work of art, every breakthrough. Someone believed before they saw it. Someone imagined it before they built it. Someone held a thought so firmly, so faithfully, that it had no choice but to become real. You see, the wealthy don't just have more money, they have a different relationship with the idea of money. They understand that money is a reflection, not a definition. It reflects how much value they've brought into the world, not who they are as a person. When you think wealthy thoughts, you begin to design your future. When you believe that you can create value, opportunity finds you. When you know, deep down, that you are worthy of abundance, life begins to mirror that belief. The poor mindset asks, "What can I get?" The wealthy mindset asks, "What can I give?" The poor mindset says, "I can't afford this." The wealthy mindset says, "How can I create this?" The poor mindset fears loss. The wealthy mindset sees learning. Every time you shift your thought from fear to faith, from doubt to vision, from lack to possibility, you expand your wealth consciousness. Gratitude and energy. Gratitude is the soil in which abundance grows. When you start appreciating what you already have, you open yourself to receive more. It's a universal law. You attract what you appreciate. Wealthy people understand this deeply. They don't just count their money, they count their blessings. They wake up and say, "Thank you. Thank you for another chance. Thank you for another sunrise. Thank you for another idea." Because when you say, "Thank you," you acknowledge that you are already abundant. And when you acknowledge abundance, you multiply it. Every thought you think is an investment. Every emotion you feed is energy in motion. If you spend your days thinking about what's missing, your mind becomes a magnet for lack. But if you spend your days focused on what's possible, your life becomes a field of opportunity. You cannot be wealthy in spirit and poor in thought. The two cannot coexist. So begin each day with this intention. Today, I will think of it as a wealthy soul. I will see possibilities. I will act with faith. I will attract abundance through peace and purpose. The power of vision. Vision is wealth in seed form. Before anything manifests, it exists in the unseen. When you hold a clear vision, you hold the blueprint to your destiny. The world doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are ready to receive. When your vision is aligned with faith, doors open. When your vision is aligned with fear, doors close. Imagine a gardener planting seeds. He doesn't dig them up every day to see if they've grown. He trusts the process. He waters them. He gives them sunlight. He waits. That is how your wealth grows, through trust, through patience, through faith. You must see your wealth before it shows up. You must act as though abundance is already yours. Because the universe responds to certainty, not desperation. The wealthy don't wait to believe until they see proof they believe. And then proof arrives. So write your vision clearly. Speak it daily. Feel it as if it already exists. And live as the person who already has it. action and alignment. Wealth is not a dream reserved for a chosen few. It is a reflection of the choices you make and the mindset you carry. Faith without action is fantasy, but action without faith is exhaustion. When your thoughts, beliefs, and actions align, everything you touch begins to grow. That's the alignment of the silent rhythm between your mind and your movement. Act with purpose. Work not just for money, but for mastery. Because wealth is not just about accumulation, it's about contribution. It's about knowing that your gifts are valuable, that your voice matters, that your energy can transform the world around you. The universe doesn't reward confusion, it rewards clarity. So be clear about what you want. Be clear about who you are. And be clear about where you are going. Your mindset determines your motion. If you think of rich thoughts, you make rich moves. If you think of poor thoughts, you make fearful moves. And life responds to the energy behind each step. The wealth frequency. Everything in the universe is vibration. And true wealth vibrates at the frequency of confidence, peace, and joy. When you move with confidence, you attract opportunities. When you live in peace, you make sound decisions. When you radiate joy, you magnetize abundance. Wealth is peace of mind, it's health, it's freedom, it's the ability to give, to grow, to live without limits. And the moment you begin to see that, you realize you've always been wealthy. You just had to remember. Releasing limiting beliefs. Many of us were taught to fear money, to think of wealth as selfish, or materialistic or wrong. But that's a false story, one that's been passed down through generations of limitations. Money is neutral. It simply amplifies who you already are. If you are kind, money makes you more generous. If you are creative, money gives you room to build. If you are loving, money helps you give love more widely. You were not born to struggle. You were born to create. You were born to experience the richness of life in health, in peace, in joy, in prosperity. So today, let go of those old beliefs. Let go of guilt. Let go of shame. Let go of fear, because you cannot attract what you secretly resist. Open your heart to abundance. Say to yourself, it's safe for me to be wealthy. It's safe for me to succeed. It's safe for me to thrive. And mean it. The wealth identity. To attract wealth, you must think like a wealthy person. To think like one, you must become one in your habits, your words, your self-respect. Wealthy people don't waste time complaining. They focus on solutions. Because wealth attracts wealth, energy meets its equal. And when you become wealth in mind, body, and spirit, your outer world will rise to match your inner state. Living in abundance. Abundance is not about more, it's about enough. Enough peace. Enough love. Enough faith. Enough trust in the process. When you are no longer desperate for outcomes, you begin to receive with ease. That's when wealth flows, when you're no longer chasing, but allowing. Allow life to unfold. Trust that what belongs to you will always find its way. Trust that every delay is divine. Trust that your effort is never wasted. When you live in abundance, you no longer compare. You no longer compete. You simply create. And creation is the essence of wealth. A legacy. True wealth is not counted in dollars. It's measured in impact. In the lives you touch. In the peace you spread. In the wisdom you leave behind. Make it your mission to live richly in heart and mind. To uplift others as you rise. To inspire others to see the wealth within themselves. Because real wealth multiplies through giving, through love, through leadership, through light. When you share your abundance, you never lose it. You magnify it. Ask yourself, what am I vibrating today? Am I vibrating fear or faith? Am I vibrating scarcity or sufficiency? Because whatever you feel most often becomes your frequency, and your frequency becomes your fortune. So tune yourself to wealth, not through greed, but through grace. Not through taking, but through giving. Not through worry, but through wisdom. They invest in themselves. They read, they plan, they persist. They know that every moment spent in self-pity is a moment taken from self-progress. So build your wealth identity. Dress the way your best self would. Speak words of power, not fear. Spend your time learning, not doubting. And surround yourself with people who remind you of your worth, not your wounds. Now, take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you can. And repeat after me slowly, with conviction. I am wealthy. I am in abundance. I am deserving of prosperity in all forms. I create value wherever I go. Money flows to me easily and peacefully. I am open to receiving all that life wants to give. I think rich thoughts. I attract rich experiences. My life is full of purpose, progress, and peace. I am aligned with abundance. Wealth is my natural state. And every day, in every way, I am becoming wealthier in mind, body, and soul. Remember, wealth begins within. It's not in the car, the house, the bank account, or the applause. It's in your awareness, in your faith, in your gratitude, in your ability to see opportunities where others see obstacles. When you master your mind, you master your world.